funny story. I actually been called DJ Khaled when I was younger quite a bit. And I got in a fight with somebody over it in Vegas because they wanted my signature. And I was like, bro, it's 4 a.m. I'm at Earl of Sandwich. I'm not fucking DJ Khaled. Welcome back to another episode of Distracted. We are your hosts, Jag, aka Santos.
And me, I'm Gugs.
And the weekend came. The weekend's gone. Superbowl, halftime. The hangovers are finally over. We're charged up. It's time to sort of see our reactions, man. We need to talk about it. I need to offload some of these thoughts on my head, man. So today for you guys, we have the Super Bowl reaction, the halftime show, the beef. Where are we left with this, man? Like, where the leftovers? Where the fuck where were we at? And headlines that didn't really make it to the top because it's Super Bowl weekend. Like, you can't expect to be a headline during Super Bowl weekend. So we have this. We're gonna split it up into segments. We're gonna stick to our theme, 5s for each segment. You're gonna see a timer up on the screen. We're gonna get into it, man.
Let's go. 5 minutes Super Bowl reaction starting now.
Starting now. So, what did you think of the game?
Man, I think the only way you like that game is if you're an Eagles fan. That was hard to watch.
It was brutal. That shit was harder to watch than shit at a Diddy party, man. Like, shit you hear. That shit was fucking terrible. Man, like, I said it last time, I don't want to blow a game. And they like doubled up. It's like they heard what I said and they doubled up and they're like, fuck, we'll show you a blowout game, man.
Man, the game was over by half. There was nothing left to see.
Yeah, man. Like, they couldn't do shit, man. Mahomes had 2 interceptions. There was a pick 6. Like, it was just, oh my God.
Yeah, man. I know, like, to end the half, pick 6, that was...
Kelsey couldn't do shit.
At that moment, it was over.
Yeah, man. Like, oh, dude. And it's crazy because it was the most watched Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Probably a lot of Swifties watching.
Swifties.
A lot of heartbroken Swifties.
Well, that's what I mean, right? You got the Swifties and you got people probably watching for Kendrick who don't watch Super Bowl, but they're like, we'll tune in. And then this is a game they get.
Yeah, like, I know. Like, I think it's got to be like a double-edged sword for the NFL. Like, wow, we got the most viewers ever. But at the same time, it's like, you didn't really put the best product out on the field.
Not at all, man. That shit was not blue magic, man. That wasn't that. You know what I mean? That shit was fucking trash. I've been watching Snowfall again, and like I'm just like, man, I'm seeing like the shit. I'm getting distracted. But how was the overall experience then? Clearly the game was shit. How was the experience?
Man, you know, like going into the game, I wasn't like just throughout the week. I just had a busy week. I wasn't really so invested in either team, anyways. Neither is my team, so. I was like, kind of just whatever, waiting for the game. But the day of, then all of a sudden I got really pumped. I was pumped for everything. I wanted to see the halftime show. I just wanted to see the Eagles and the Chiefs, like 2 heavyweights go at it. Yeah, so man. I really got myself amped up for the game. And that just made it worse.
It was crazy. Like, same thing. I was riled, man. I was telling you guys I wait all year for this shit. I was like, let's go. We're going downtown. We're going to watch it. We get in there, order some drinks, you know, and shit's flowing. You start feeling good, baby. And you're just sitting there and like, okay, 1 touchdown, okay, 2. And you're like, what the fuck is happening here, man? Like, it's like the refs are playing for the Eagles or something. Like, they're not letting shit happen.
Yeah, honestly, the Chiefs had nothing. Like, it was
zero.
It was so bad. They couldn't get anything going.
It was.
I think you could just tell it wasn't going to go well in the beginning of the game. Kelsey had that drop. And then you're just like, oh, that's odd. It's like the Chiefs never got going.
At all. They couldn't make shit happen, man.
Yeah, nothing. And they couldn't stop the Eagles. The Eagles just did whatever they want.
Worthy came through for them.
Oh, at the very, yeah.
At the very end, he got some points up there.
I mean, like, garbage time, the Chiefs kind of made it look like... I mean, if you just saw the scoreboard at the end, you'd think, okay, the Chiefs were kind of in it. But they weren't.
Thank God they got something, though. Could you imagine if it was a complete blowout? Like 0? Nothing,
well, pretty much was.
But I'm just saying, though, like the final score, at least now it'll be like, 40, 20, whatever. But like, could you imagine if it was 0, 40, something, 0?
It may as well have been. That's what it felt like when I was watching it.
Man, Hurts is probably loving life right now.
Man, yeah.
Loving life, bro. Earned that shit. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? You know what I mean? Like
that. It's kind of dope that like they made it back. they got their,
Yeah, they got revenge.
Yeah, redemption. That's the word.
Redemption, revenge,
yeah.
whatever you want to call it, man. They got it. They did it. They came through. They pulled through. They fucking.
But
shit.
the Eagles were just too stacked.
Oh man,
they got just talent on talent. Like I don't even know how a team can be that stacked.
Well, talking about stacked, and we're almost down to our 5. What are the predictions? We made some predictions last year. Clearly, they didn't come true. Chiefs did not win. There was no three-peat. They got to reset, restart, and rebuild. What do you think's gonna happen next year now, man?
Next year, oh man. I mean once when someone wins, it's hard to not pick them to come back in the Super Bowl. But you know what? I'm gonna say next year. Packers make Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Versus, I was not unprepared. I'm kind of guessing. Bengals.
Oh, Bengals. Yeah, shit. Burrows.
No, Ravens.
Oh.
No, Bills.
Make up your mind.
Bills, Packers.
Leave some time for me, man. So, Bills, Packers from him. And I'm going to say Bills and... I had it at the tip of my tongue, and you took it away from me. You stole the shit. Bills and the Bills are gonna win it. That's all I got time for. That wraps up to 5. I ran out of time, just like how the Chiefs ran out of their shit. And man, it was a good. No, actually, it was a terrible fucking Super Bowl. What am I talking about?
But you know what I was kind of hoping would make it better, given that the game was already looking like a blowout at half. I got myself pumped up for the halftime show. I was like, this is going to make it better.
This is a recoup. You know what I mean? We'll do something with this. And
so let's get into our halftime show reaction.
There you go. Start the 5. So it was the most watched halftime show ever. We're at 59 Super Bowls. It was the most hyped up Did it live up to the hype?
Okay, I'll be quick. I'm going to say, you know what? I like the performance. As a standalone performance, like when I rewatched it even, I'm like, this is a really dope performance. But for a Super Bowl performance, I expected more.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was let down. I think I was hyping myself up more just because I had a couple of drinks, but when I really broke it down, I was like, this ain't it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because there's like too much, like you got to think too much about it. Like like I've said before, sometimes dumbing shit down for the mass is a lot easier than making you think really hard about what the fuck's going on, the hidden messages and the subliminal shots and all that shit. Like
when I saw him setting up, I just seen a black GNX parked there in the back.
Yeah, I got robbed for that. Yeah, I was robbed for that. That part was sick. Okay, so I was in a setting outdoors. You were at home and you had more of an intimate setting. I was out with the masses. What do the people around you think?
Honestly, I'd say, okay, like out of the people I watch it with, I'm probably the biggest Kendrick fan there. So the others maybe not so much. So I'd say like more of like the casual fan, if that's the right terminology. They were not impressed.
So he was with actual people that listen to rap and all that shit. I was at a bar downtown and we had to tell the bar, turn up the fucking volume. Like, people did not care, bro. Like, everybody was just sort of looking at their phones. Everybody was wearing like Mahomes jerseys. You could tell they were there just before the Swifties, and they're just, you know what I mean? Like, they don't really give a fuck about football. So I feel like people around me didn't really care about this halftime show, man. It wasn't something they would be inclined to watch.
I think that was part of the problem. It just didn't come off as captivating enough.
Yeah.
Like I said, great standalone performance for anything else. I still think it was really cool, but in that moment, in that situation, being like, it's the Super Bowl, you gotta like make it something really, really like bigger than that, special.
Yeah.
And I think it fell a little short in that aspect.
So I've been watching it again, and I've watched it maybe like 3-4 times now, and I will say I have started liking it a lot more than my first initial reaction. But the thing is, for a halftime show, I believe like it should be something so memorable right off the bat. Like the Dr. Dre that whole West Side one, like that. I liked Kendrick better in that one than I liked in this one. You know, I didn't like the stage too much. I get it. It was a game and it was all that, but it just wasn't as captivating. I feel like put up against other ones, I didn't find it had enough. I wasn't crazy. And then you had like Serena Williams to Not Like Us.
Yeah, she was crip walking and
there's a whole plethora. That's right. I use that kind of word. I know that shit too, dog.
Plethora.
I'm plethora of shit, you know what I mean? Of reasons why she shouldn't have done it. But then, I don't know, like, you know, her half sister was killed by a crip back when she was young. You know, it just, I don't know. I don't think she, and then is she still salty about Drake that she was there to, you know?
It's been like how long?
Yeah, right? So it's like, why were you there? I know you're maybe trying to rep the West, but...
I guess it's just like, yeah, it's a Compton thing. She's name dropped in the song. She's like, why not? I'll make a cameo.
Yeah.
But it seems like, let's all dance on...
Sam Jack, though. Him being the Uncle Sam was...
Yeah, that was cool.
Sick. That was dope. I like that part. I think he just hypes everything up. The way he talks and shit, you just get riled. You're like, all right, you know what I mean? Quick question: do you think the halftime show would have been better if the game was closer?
Yeah. I think people would have been more into it. But I mean, at the same time, I think Kendrick had a good opportunity to get everyone's attention because it's like, hey, the game sucks. Let's tune into the halftime show at least. I don't know. I feel like the chance was there.
There were definitely missed opportunities. He could have done a lot better in certain aspects. You know, our next segment we're gonna cover more in depth of it. Certain aspects that I want to get into, but overall, it didn't pack a punch as much as I thought it would. But in one of the previous episodes, I will say, I said I wasn't as riled for that. I wasn't as riled for that halftime show, and it's the truth. That's what I felt when I watched it. That wrapped up the 5. The Super Bowl halftime show.
So I mean, that was our reaction to what we saw.
Yeah.
But now, some hypotheticals, some questions about the show. So I want to know, if you were the one booking the halftime show, what would you have done differently?
So personally, Kendrick is fine. You want to book Kendrick? That's cool. You have SZA? Cool. They needed more guests. Kendrick, concert-wise, that would have been sick, like he said before. But, man, like, you needed more people there. You need to keep the crowd hype. And I feel like that show started off on a very slow path. Like, it took really long to get there.
Yeah.
Maybe he just needed I don't know. Okay, well, actually, before I get there, what would you have done?
Honestly, I think if it was just organized a little different, like if he just did more old, not all old stuff, but just mix it up a little bit. If he did like backseat freestyle, that probably would have been lit. Mad City, some stuff like that. King Kunta even.
Recognizable
And I wanted to hear N95. So, like a little bit more upbeat stuff and really get the crowd going. Because when he did TV Off at the end, it was
that was hype.
Not like us.
Everyone
was hype at that point too.
See, that's the thing. He did need a better set list, but I did think about it, and I came across some shit where there's a reason why he did so much GNX. GNX is actually the first album released under his and Dave Free's label.
Oh yeah, PG Lang. Yeah.
PG Lang. So and they always say the halftime show boosts your sales. So I think in there, like, this is a theory.
I get why he did that,
right? Like, if he would have played a lot of his older shit, the streams would have went to, you know, TDE. But now a lot of it came more towards his new shit. He's making bigger bank. Essentially, at the end of the day, it's all about, like, you're not doing the Super Bowl for the
he got some other record too, like most streamed.
Yeah. So it's like everybody does Super Bowl to gain something from it. You're not just doing it for the sake of
and I get that. Yeah, it's business.
So I think that's why. But see, that's the problem. It didn't hit as hard as it would have if he would have done some older shit. Like, I would have loved to see like swimming pools, Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just like, given that it's the Super Bowl, like, this is huge, right? You're gonna have so many eyes on you. I would have like pulled out all the stops, just done the greatest hits, and you know.
Yeah. So he did Not Like Us. Do you think it was a right move? So
I have two different viewpoints on it. Like, it kind of felt like so overhyped, like all the hype leading up to it. Is he gonna do it? Is he not? And then he did it. I felt like it didn't really hit the way I thought it was gonna hit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you have to do it. That's his biggest record. That's like, how could you not do it?
I differ there because I feel like with Not Like Us, it should have been more. Like, I feel like he shouldn't have done it because now it overshadows the whole halftime show. It just became more about Drake. Every headline after was like, oh, Not Like Us, he did it. He dissed Drake, final coffin or final nail in Drake's coffin and all that shit.
And he had the game over at the end.
Yeah, game over and all that. But it's like he didn't
smile when he said his
like, hey, Drake.
I heard you like him young.
Yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you had an opportunity to make this just about you. And now everybody remembers it just for Not Like Us.
Yeah, I do feel like it really did overshadow a lot.
Even now, it's all just, oh, Drake's done. Kendrick ended Drake. Dog, Kendrick ended Drake before when Not Like Us happened. Initially came out. Now it's just overplayed and done with.
It's kind of crazy how, yeah, like you're seeing so much about it. If anything, it's like this might have helped Drake close the gap a little bit.
100%.
Because everybody is either, I feel like all the Kendrick stans are in love, like, oh, it's the best ever, blah, blah, blah. But then the other half of people are like, you either love it or you hate it. A lot of people are like, that was trash.
Get
it wasn't
artistically,
good.
like, I get it. You know, like you're trying to really stir up the pot and get people talking political and all that shit. But listen, man, like, I feel like the Super Bowl should be more party. And I get it, you're trying to send a message, it's a big stage. And listen, I'm not against it, but it goes over a lot of people's heads. And I actually came across something online where one guy was like, man, I'm drinking, I'm cut, I'm taking shots of 42, and now I'm watching this, and I'm trying to fucking decipher a puzzle on what the hell's going on the screen.
Yeah, I get, like, he was doing it, he's trying to send a message, and all that was cool. I liked it. But
I wanted something hype. I just, halftime, I think hype up. Let's go. Get me ready for the second half of the game and turn up. Everyone's sick of the beef, man. To tell you the truth, I'm sick of the fucking beef.
Yeah, no, this was the first time I was like, okay, this is kind of like,
it's enough.
Let's move on already.
It's like that Ralph Wiggum the meme, you know, like, he's already dead, where he's just like laying on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, it's done. Leave it. It's over, man. Like, let's move on. Let's do bigger shit.
It felt kind of anticlimactic. What's that word?
Anticlimactic.
Yeah,
man.
Like, it was like you waited for it, and then it happened, and it was like,
that's it. That's all we got. You know, like, we're done. And that brings us to the ending of that segment, man, because we are done that segment. I mean, realistically, so far, let's just recap, man. Super Bowl came, Eagles kicked their ass. Halftime came, Kendrick did his shit. I'm starting to like the halftime show more and more. But a halftime show should catch you, like, right off the bat, you know? Side note question I'm going to ask you. Where do you rate this halftime show compared to, like, do you have a favorite halftime show that you had, like, of all time that you've...
I don't know. I wouldn't know how to rank them.
But just, like, overall, like, is there one that sticks out to you? Like, man, whenever I think of...
I would probably say... It might be recency bias, but I did really enjoy the one that you mentioned earlier with Dr. Dre, Snoop, and
yeah, like,
I thought that was just like really fitting, like the way it all came together. It worked. It was in LA,
and
that just felt like the perfect timing.
And that's the thing, though, right? Like, there were so many different guests. So if it comes to me, I don't rate this in my top 10. I rate actually maybe in my top 10, but close to 10. I don't think it's like in that starting. In other news, Drake and DJ Khaled. What the fuck? DJ Khaled, dog. Funny story. I actually been called DJ Khaled when I was younger quite a bit. And I got in a fight with somebody over it in Vegas because they wanted my signature. And I was like, bro, it's 4 a.m. I'm at Earl of Sandwich. I'm not fucking DJ Khaled. Leave me the fuck alone. And he started saying shit like, are you too good for me? Like, you too good for your fans? I'm like, bro, I'm fucking Jag from fucking Surrey, man. Like, I ain't fucking DJ Khaled. Anyways, Khaled's supposed to be dropping a new album. He used Drake's name again after a hiatus. He stopped using it for a while. He used it again in a promo video. And then Drake comments, I think you might be talking about Drake Bell.
Yeah,
and he deletes the fucking promo.
That's crazy. So I'm just wondering, are they in on it? Or is Drake like, really like,
is he really
putting
done
his
with
foot
people?
Down? Like,
I personally think, I don't think Drake gains as much from that situation.
But
Khaled gets more promotion, if anything, because now people keep talking about Khaled's one of those guys that doesn't give a fuck what it is. He will take negative, he will take positive. He just wants people to remember his name, no matter what it is.
But is Drake really salty at Khaled? Because Khaled never stood up for him during all this?
I think so. Fucking Drake's
Khaled
giving
was just
him...
quiet throughout.
Yeah, Khaled's
not
been
good
quiet
enough?
about everything, though, man. He's been quiet about all the political shit that's been going on in the world. And
what did Khaled have to say about anything? He was
I know.
staying out of it, right?
But the thing is, when you're really good friends with Ross, and you're good friends with like all those guys, now you turn around and now you're using Drake's name to gain attention. Like, I'm pretty sure he has Ross or somebody on that album. He ain't saying, "Oh, I got 2 with Ross."
It's gotta be all the usuals. Yeah,
he's like
I know who markets Rick Ross.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you ain't got, I got 2 with Ross, or I got 2 with Future.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Nobody's saying Future. Nobody's saying, "Oh, I got 2 with Metro," or "I got 2 with Kanye," or whoever the fuck, Kodak. Like, he's literally saying, he's running with the whole theme again. The whole Drake. I got 2 with Drake. And come on, listen to it because you want to listen to Drake. Well, where the fuck were you when Drake was going through his shit, man? I know it's better to stay silent, but clearly, when a man's getting fucking beat the fuck down the way Drake was getting beat the fuck down, you want to look to whoever's got your back. Khaled had no one's back. Khaled suits what does Khaled best, or what fits Khaled best. Khaled doesn't give a fuck about no one, man. It is what it is.
But I'm thinking from this perspective, though. If you're Drake, don't you want these songs on Khaled's album? Because it kind of shows, you still have acceptance from other people. And this is a good way to, like, if these singles take off, Khaled's doing all the promo for you. He's playing it everywhere. He's promoting it. And this is your way back in everyone's good graces.
But I think Drake's at a point now where he doesn't give a fuck. He's petty. We know he's petty. We've called him the petty king before. He's at a point where I don't need you. You need me. And if you don't need me, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm still not going to fuck with you. Like, I think Drake is it seems like he's at a point where he's trying to win his city back. You know what I mean? Like, they always say, your city's got to love you before anyone else can love you. So, like, even with this new album with P&D dropping, like, the album covers of them in Saga City in front of those 2 towers, I think he's really trying to hone in, like, and even at one of his tour, he announced that he's dropping an album, like a solo album. And that will be interesting because...
So much for his hiatus.
Yeah, well, the hiatus is fucking done, man. Like, it was all...
He announced a hiatus, went into the most highly publicized rap beef ever. And I was coming out with 2 albums.
Yeah, just said, fuck it. Went on another tour. Like, he doesn't give a fuck, man. He's, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see. I think it's time to sort of like how snakes and shit, like they shed their skin and their coat. Like, I think that it's time for Kendrick and Drake both to do that shit. I just want to see a new leaf. I don't want to hear anything beef. Even if Drake drops an album with like his solo, I don't want to hear no fucking subliminal shots at Kendrick. Like, nobody mentioned each other's fucking names anymore.
But I think Drake's been laying low because he's gonna put it in the music. So if you want to hear his thoughts, all that stuff,
I don't want to hear this anymore. Got it.
Well, that's what Drake does. He talks about his feelings, and it sells records.
Man, but fuck. Other than that, Kanye. He's being his usual self.
Kanye being Kanye.
Psychotic.
Taking over Twitter.
Yeah, man. Gave Game 2 Maybachs customized, full on, like gifted them. That's enough of him. But you know what, man? The last thing I want to end it off with is rest in peace, Irv Gotti, man. That was some,
R.I.P. Irv Gotti. That's crazy.
That hit hard. I never expected that news. Yeah. 54, I believe.
Yeah.
He was iconic if you really think about it, man. Like, our teens and our younger, like, he was literally a staple in all the music we were listening to.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to dive into it deeper maybe next week if that works.
Something like that. Soon.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We've always wanted to
cover with Irv Gotti.
Yeah, so I remember we were always wanted to do a part 2 to the labels. So I think Murder Inc. might have to be one of the labels we cover and just get deep into it, man. So, Super Bowl's done, halftime's done, the headlines is done, which leaves us with your favorite moment, our favorite moment. It's game time, baby. It's game time. So today, I have a game for Gugs. Essentially, I don't really have a name for it. I'm just going to say, like, is it right? finish it off. I don't know. Fuck. It is what. Finish it off if ya. Guess the lyric if ya. I don't. Whatever you want to call it. But I got a game. Don't look at my screen here because I got everything on my screen.
I don't even know what the game is.
So essentially, I will explain it to you. You're gonna finish. Like I'm gonna give you a lyric, right? And it's multiple choice, and you're gonna see what the right answer is. You'll just understand it. When I say the first question, you'll just get it.
You'll just understand.
You'll just get it. Okay, ready? Make sure
Is
you
it
don't look at my
like
screen.
finish the lyric?
I'm gonna give you. There's it's mixed. That's what I mean. There's a couple of them where you gotta finish
just
the
go.
lyric.
Just go.
That's it. You'll get it. So, question 1: what time are the girls leaving Snoop Dogg's living room? Is it A, 2:45, B, 6 in the morning, C, 4:30, or D, 6 in the evening?
Six in the morning.
Ding, 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 ding. I don't know what kind of sound that was. But yeah, he got it. He got it. That was it. You have to double think a little bit. I think
Yeah, because when I hear it without the melody, it's so confusing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Wait, what?
Exactly. So that one's there. Question 2: what did Destiny's Child ask you to pay? A, their rent. B, diamonds. C, bills. Or D, a shopping spree.
Bills. Can you pay my bill?
Yeah. I was like, wait, is he not gonna get this? Like, shit. Oh my god. And
No, it's so trippy to like when you hear it not being sung.
Yeah. You got to double think. So here's a fan favorite song. Everybody, not everybody, but there's a lot of closet listeners to this song. But everybody will know. In Backstreet Boys, everybody, is the line "Backstreet's back" A, all right, or B, tonight? Backstreet back.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding. And there you have it, folks. He's 3 for 3. The legend at this game. That's it, man. That's all I got for you today.
I like that. I'm gonna have to come back. I want to think of something like that.
Yeah, it's good. It was a fun one.
I like that.
I feel like that game was more entertaining than this Super Bowl.
It was.
You know what I mean? But I think it's a wrap. Super Bowl's done. On to the next one, man. We got to figure out what the hell's going to happen next. I wonder if there's going to be a big beef. There's going to be some crazy shit. Like, I don't know, man. This world's like insane. There's like headlines, fucking 50 headlines a day. What's going to be the next one, man? Who's going to take... I don't think there will be a bigger beef. But I do want this beef to end. I don't want to hear about this shit no more. I'm over it. I don't want to hear Not Like Us for a while. Like, I just feel like I just want to hear everything else. But, I think it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Boom.
Peace.